Hi everyone, thank you for watching. We're going to do a little family devotional here out of the book of Matthew. As you can see, we've gone with the classic man by fireplace setting, so we hope you enjoy that. And here to help is Lucas. And you may be thinking, how is Lucas going to help in a devotional of which he has no idea what's going on? And you're right. So today we're going to read from Matthew chapter 15, starting in verse 29. We're going to talk about Jesus feeding the 4,000. If you've been watching the last couple of videos, you know that Lacey talked about Jesus feeding the 5,000, which is actually just a chapter earlier, but we wanted to focus on this one, as this is actually the one that's only in Matthew and Mark and not in all four Gospels like the 5,000. So we're going to start in verse 29. Jesus left there and went along the Sea of Galilee. Then he went up on a mountainside and sat down. Great crowds came to him, bringing the lame, the blind, the crippled, the mute, and many others, and laid them at his feet, and he healed them. The people were amazed when they saw the mute speaking, the crippled made well, the lame walking, and the blind seeing, and they praised the God of Israel. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, "I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way." His disciples answered, "Where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd?" "How many loaves do you have?" Jesus asked. 7, they replied, "and a few small fish." He told the crowd to sit down. Good work. On the ground. No. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and when he had given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples, and they in turn to the people. They all ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. The number of those who ate were 4,000 men, besides women and children. After Jesus had sent the crowd away, he got into the boat and went to the vicinity of Mayhem.
Hi family, I am the other third of the Bean household. I am Christina. And I just want to break down what we just heard from the story in Mark, and ask a question or two. So as Doug shared, this miracle came shortly after, or it's listed as after, the disciples had already seen Jesus perform a similar miracle where there was thousands of people and only a small amount of food, and he multiplied it. And yet here we find the disciples in a very similar situation, doubting that Jesus can do the same thing. And so my question is, are there times in our life currently that we have seen Christ perform a miracle in our life, even when we doubted, and that we find ourselves now here doubting again, wondering if he's going to come through? Is this the time he's not going to show up? Is this the time that he can't turn the bread for a few people into a whole meal for a crowd? I know for me, there are times during this quarantine self-isolation that I find myself wondering, is this the day that things aren't going to get accomplished? Is this the day we're not going to find what we need at the store? Is this the day that I'm not going to get enough hours at work, or whatever it may be? And God always comes through. I know there's going to be situations that look very different than the ones I just explained, but are we hopeful? Are we prayerful? Are we believing that our God is powerful enough to perform miracles each and every day, regardless of our circumstance? Do we feel as though there's a certain amount or a bucket that once it gets filled, he stops caring, he stops answering prayers, and he stops providing miracles? Or do we believe that the amount is endless? Do we believe that he will show up each and every day for each and every circumstance? And are we looking for that and being hopeful for those miracles to continue to show up and to be here? It can be difficult to think that as our days look very different right now, but I pray that we are looking for him to show up. We are looking for those miracles instead of hanging on to the negatives and being doubtful. So today, we pray that you find something to hang on to find hope, and to trust that God is a God of miracles, and he is a God of infinite number of those. So let's look for ways, even if he's answering them maybe not how we expect, but let's choose to be a people who look for the positive and look for the miracles today. Thank you. Have a great day.